Hello my favorite people, my name is Amber Fowler and welcome to my channel. If you are new, I talk about all things fragrant and lovely, and in today's video I'm going to be taking you through a warm review of the Bring Back My bars that are currently available here in July of 2024. As a Scentsy consultant, I had the opportunity to order these Bring Back My bars a little bit early, and as a result I was able to go ahead and warm a bunch of them for you guys so that you know what they are like actually performing on warm versus just the cold sniff reviews. Also, you asked for this and I am delivering, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Grab some popcorn. I'm going to be talking about all the fragrances, what I liked, what I didn't like, what performed well, what didn't, etc, etc. So you're going to know everything you need to know about these next 16 Bring Back My bars. Let's get into it. For each of these Bring Back My bars, I paired them up as a set. I picked 2 to warm at a time. I have a mini warmer in my bedroom and a full-size warmer out in it's like living room, dining room, kitchen, hallway. It's a big open area. So I've got a small area, enclosed, and a big open area that I was testing some of these out with. So I'll let you know which area I used each scent in and how it performed in that space. Starting with, and I was really excited for this one, Reggae Sunset. I used 2 cubes of this out in the open space area, and I will say this one was quite exotic. If I remember correctly, there's like a spicy note or something, but I didn't really get like a kick of anything when I was warming it. So as a reminder, the description for Reggae Sunset is juicy mandarin and orange blossoms with hints of lime and a spicy finish. What I will say about this bar is that it was definitely a tropical, exotic, fruity fragrance. As far as the spiciness goes there at the end, I don't know that I really picked up on that on warm. I don't even think I picked up on that on cold either. It's like maybe there might be a little like pepperiness to it, but not in a bad way. It's almost like a little kick of jalapeno kind of in the background, and it's not like you smell the spice. You just kind of smell a hint of a pepper. My first impression of this on warm was I really liked it, and as it went on, it performed about average for me, and average is lasting about 2 days before the scent kind of fades away. So it lasted a good 2 days out in the open space, and you could definitely smell it. So the strength was average there as well. It wasn't too potent and it wasn't too light. It was just right. The first day was a bit strong, honestly. It was a bit more potent. And then day 2 was actually quite light, but still there. Like you could still smell it. So I don't know if you'd call that average in strength, but it was definitely strong on day 1 and light on day 2. Overall, I definitely really liked this fragrance, and I will probably go ahead and stock up on a couple more bars of it. So along with that one, I used Surfer Chick in the mini warmer in my bedroom, and for that I used 1 cube. Now this was a bit elusive. My first impression of this one was that I couldn't smell it at all. I had to be really intentional about bringing my nose down to the warmer to actually try to catch a whiff of it. And when I did that, it smelled like a really, really light or faint version of Pink Haze, which if you've seen any of my What I've Been Warming videos, I'll link a few up here for you. If you haven't, you can go check those out there. I am not a huge fan of Pink Haze. It's not my favorite. It's not the worst thing, but it's not my favorite either. So I was getting kind of vibes of Pink Haze with Surfer Chick. But then on day 2, I was catching whiffs of a very, again, very light cotton candy. And I like cotton candy scents. Is cotton candy in Pink Haze? It might be. I don't remember. But the description for Surfer Chick, just so that we can remember this together, is bubbly, lemon tonic, and guava frolic with sweet cherries and blackberries in this youthful scent. Yeah, but all I smell anymore is, it's like a fruitier version of pink haze. There's something slightly perfumey about this one, and I think that's putting me off a little bit. In terms of strength, as I said before, it's pretty light, and that was in an enclosed small bedroom. So I don't know that I would go out of my way to get any more bars of this one, unfortunately. I had high hopes for it though. Hey, and I just want to let you know that there is an opportunity available to you if you are interested. I am looking to sell some of the extra Bring Back My bars and different bars in different sets that may not have been personal favorites of mine, but maybe they're personal favorites of yours. So if you're interested in seeing what I have available in stock, go ahead and sign up with the link below. It is a SurveyMonkey link. You're going to sign up there. You're going to give me your email address and I can add you to my emailing list. And then that way you will always be up to date with all of the different items that I have from Scentsy that are in stock that are only available from me because I have actually purchased the items and have them in my home even when they're no longer available on the website. So go ahead, click that link, get signed up, and you can see what I have to offer. Back out into the open space, I used Sandalwood and Cranberries. Now this one was very unique on warm, but let's refresh with the description. Exotic sandalwood, sweet cranberries, and spice. What I remember from warming this one was that it smelled more like a powdery grape candy than anything else. In terms of strength, it was pretty strong going on day one. It really filled up that open area pretty nicely. And then on day two, it was slightly lighter. I feel like that's going to be a trend throughout this. So I'd say average on strength. It lasted a good 2 days like it should. And it smelled like candy, which smelled nice. So I'm probably going to go ahead and stock up on a couple bars of this one. In the enclosed space, I used Happy Go Lucky. Now this one, my first impression was I barely noticed it as well. I don't know what it is with some of the bars that I put in the bedroom, but like I just was not smelling them at all. However, as this one kept going, it started to smell more and more sweet, and that was really nice. Before I get too far into my review, the description for this one is luscious red berries, silky orchid, and Japanese plum floating on a cloud of amber vanilla. So fruity, ambery, sweet is what I got from that description. On warm, smells like a blend of different sweets, and it also has like a powdery touch to it as well. I really liked this one, and oddly enough, it was much more noticeable on day two than it was on day one. I don't know what happened there, but it was. So yeah, I ended up absolutely loving this scent. I will be adding this to my club. And hey, be on the lookout for my club updates video that should be coming up here soon. I will be doing a video where I put all of the club-worthy Bring Back My bars into my Scentsy Club. So don't miss that. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you want to see more of these videos, and you can turn on your notifications by pressing the bell button. That'll let you know when I post my next video so that you don't miss it. Moving right along, I did try to pick some fragrances that I felt like I really just wouldn't like, but was also still curious to know what they smelled like on warm. So one of those was Farmer's Market. This is the one with all the vegetables. So let's read the description here. Crunchy carrot and cucumber with a hint of rose will have you seeing and smelling green. Yeah, that wasn't wrong. It was definitely a unique scent. At first, again, not terribly noticeable, so definitely not too strong in strength throughout its warming time here, but it literally smelled like clean green vegetables. And that scent is not particularly calling to me. At this time, I didn't really love it. I will say it did grow on me on day two. I felt a little bit more accustomed to it. However, it still just felt like As harsh as this is gonna say, especially since we're talking about vegetables, it felt unnatural. It just wasn't a scent that I would normally put out. And so because of that, it just didn't feel like the right fit for my home, if that makes sense. I am not gonna go out of my way to get any more of these, and I will be trying to sell this one that I have. It is missing 2 cubes, but I will probably still try to sell this one because I don't really see the need to warm it anymore for me. Maybe you like it. If you like farmer's market, comment the carrot emoji in the comments below. Let's see who likes farmer's market. I want to know who likes it. Just because it's so not like anything that I would ever gravitate towards, but I'm genuinely curious to know who does. It's what makes the world go round. Along with that one, I paired it with coconut daiquiri. Now this one was in the enclosed space, and I didn't even put 2 and 2 together here, but coconut daiquiri, I actually have like hand soaps and other things in this fragrance that I just never got the bar of it because it was discontinued by the time I became a consultant. So I didn't even realize it, but I love this fragrance. This fragrance is good. The description really quick is a tropical blend of coconut milk, banana, and vanilla cream that's as refreshing as it is sweet. This smells like a coconut daiquiri, like a frozen drink, yummy banana coconut sweet sugar smoothie. Delicious. Highly recommend this one. This is definitely going into my club. The coconut is definitely prominent in here. It is probably the most prominent thing that you're going to smell. But there is a little bit of a Malibu rum kind of a smell in the background, which, oh, just really delicious. Still going strong too by day 2. So this one performed very well. I could smell this every time I entered the room. That's what I want in a fragrance, is to be able to smell it every time I walk into a room. Definitely did that. Held strong for 2 days. Could probably last another one, to be honest with you. It performed very well. For me, it was not too strong by any means. It just lasted a long time. Still gonna club it. Next, I've got Blackberry Meringue. And this one I was really excited to try. The description for this one is blackberry, sugared fig, black plum, and a pinch of ground spice mingled deliciously in this to die for sensory dessert. Yeah. It's delicious. It honestly smells like dark berries and cream. This one, I will say, didn't perform the strongest out in the open space. It lasted all right on day 1, and then it was pretty light, like barely noticeable on day 2, which I didn't love. I hate it when that happens too, especially on fragrances that I really, really like this one. But that's not going to stop me from clubbing it. Because it was so good on day 1. Like I said, just dark berries and sweet cream, and it's unique too. I don't think I have any bar that smells quite like this one. I'll be clubbing it despite its lack of performance on the 2nd day, but still a good one to me. And for the bedroom, I put out Berry Bubble Blue. It's 1 cube there. This one, oh, let me read the description. Fake out. A delicious blast of blue raspberry, tart green apple, and spun sugar will brighten up bath time, bedtime, anytime. Wow. This one blew me away. And I say that because it was a nostalgic fragrance for me. It smelled like cotton candy bubblegum. Like a specific cotton candy bubblegum that I used to chew when I was a kid. I just wasn't expecting it to smell like cotton candy, but it did. And I love that. It also definitely has that blue raspberry scent to it as well. And it literally smelled like I was at a circus or something. It just smelled like circus air. Like you can smell the cotton candy being made in the background. You know what I mean? Like it just put out a whole vibe. It performed very, very well in that enclosed space. So I'm thinking it might hold its own out in the open space too. So excited to try that out. I will definitely be clubbing this one. Next up, I've got Wild What-A-Melon. Now this is the one I think I said in my last video, which if you haven't seen that one yet, it's a full cold sniff review of all of the 25 July 2024 Bring Back My Bar set. So check that out because I do talk about my first impressions on all of these. And you're going to see some bars in that video that you're not going to see in this video. In that video, long or short, I say something to the effect of this one reminding me of a different bubble gum that I used to chew. I used to chew a lot of gum as a kid. I used to chew this smelling gum way more often than I chewed the cotton candy one. Now, the gum that I used to chew here, I think I overdid it because I really got tired of that flavor and that scent and everything. And I, to this day, associate it with like different pieces of my past, which is just absolutely crazy. But I think I have removed myself enough from all of that to be able to appreciate this fragrance for what it is, even though it smells very, very similarly to that gum. Anyway, the description for this is a fun and fruity fragrance bursting with ripe watermelon, green apple, and scrumptious sugared pineapple. This smelled like the green rind of a watermelon. Day one, it smelled more of that like sugary bubblegum watermelon that I'm remembering. And day two is definitely more of like that green rind, fresh from the garden watermelon. Loved it both days, honestly. And the performance pretty good on both days as well. I wouldn't say it was too strong or too light on day one or day two. It was pretty even keel, just a bit of a different vibe each day. Overall, really thoroughly enjoyed this one, and we'll probably end up stocking up on a few of these bars. I paired that one with Apple Crush, which was in the bedroom. This one's description is a 1-2 punch of green apple and sweet apple blossom. Just like its predecessors for the most part, was just very faint, very light. I found it very hard to notice when I walked into the room. I paired two green fruit fragrances, and this one was definitely noticeable. So I don't know if this one was just like overpowering this one. And if that was the case for, you know, the surfer chick and the reggae one too, that very well could be. So please take what I say with a grain of salt. My opinion is my opinion. And it may change in the future. It may change when I decide to try warming these in different spaces, in different times, in different areas, the whole thing. So take what I say with a grain of salt. This was just my first experience warming all of these things, and I want to give it to you so that you can make educated decisions when you go to purchase your Bring Back My Bars for this season. With that being said, this did end up being kind of just a really, really light green apple fragrance. One that I feel like I could get on board with. It's definitely not strong. It was pretty light, but I would prefer a green apple scent to be light versus strong. I'm not a huge fan of green apple scents because they can be done very like bitter sour versus sweet, whereas I think this one drifted on more of like a light sweet kind of a green apple, which I really appreciated. But I will say I didn't really smell this at all on day two, so it's a bit tough. I would probably only get like a bar or two of it and just leave it at that. Next, I've got Breakfast Blend. Now, this one I was excited for because it's a coffee fragrance. However, the past couple of coffee fragrances that I have smelled from Scentsy have been very strange. They almost smell like perfumed burnt crackers. Not really getting the coffee note that they advertise in here. That was true for this on warm as it was for on cold too. But just as a refresher, this is Get Buzzed on the pure scent of rich, just brewed coffee. I was expecting just brewed coffee and I got perfume burnt cracker. It is a very, very strange fragrance and I'm not a fan. I will be selling this bar and I will not go out of my way to get more. However, I will say in terms of strength, it lasted pretty well. I think I warmed this for like a few nights out of the week and each day it just kept going strong. So I paired that one with Sea Salt Mist, and this one I wasn't really sure what I was gonna think about it. The description for it is: conjure a gentle tide lapping against driftwood, a rustle of beach grass, a spray of ocean mist, and sea salt with bright mandarin and sultry amber. That was like 9 notes There was a lot going on in this bar, but what it boiled down to when I was warming it was like a salty perfume fragrance. Very light on the ocean mist that it advertises. Now that I'm smelling this again, I am thinking I'm gonna want to sell this bar. I don't think this one's for me, and I probably won't go out of my way to get any more of it. All right, I'm down to the last 4 bars that I warmed for you guys, and this next one is Red Delicious. So this one was in the big open area that I have, and the description is crisp, juicy apples fresh from the orchard. And yeah, that's pretty much what you get. You can almost smell the condensation on the skin of a Red Delicious apple. That's probably really oddly specific, but it really does smell like Red Delicious apples. And it's very sweet and it's very fruity, and I really, really liked it. I think this one would be more suitable for a more closed-in space just because I don't think it was very strong. However, it was noticeable, at least for day 1. For day 2, it was pretty light, and to be quite honest, this is more of like a generic apple fruity fragrance. So if you're looking for something like that, then this may be up your alley. But if you're looking for something a little bit more exotic, you may want to stick with your like Reggae Sunset or Coconut Daiquiri. But Red Delicious, I think this one still has a place for me. I will probably get a couple of bars of this one. I paired that one with Juicy Peach in the bedroom. So this one, outstanding. I remember thinking like every single time I walked into the bedroom, I'm like, yep, this one is it. I love it. It smelled that good. And the description for this one is mouth-watering, freshly picked, sweet, juicy peach. It delivered. It just smelled like clean, delicious, juicy peaches. Very good. I just highly recommend this one if you're any bit at all into peach scents, or if you're any bit into fruity scents and you want to try something peachy. This is a good one. It was actually a bit strong in the bedroom, so it would probably perform pretty well in the open space if I had to guess, and I will definitely be clubbing this one. Last 2 bars that I have for you today, and the first one is Lemon Verbena. This one I warmed out in the big open space, and the description for this one is fresh lemon zest, bright lime, and verbena leaf. And that delivered. It was a very fresh, zesty lime with a hint of lemon kind of a fragrance, and that verbena leaf is there. It just made it smell more natural, I think. Just smelled clean, zesty, citrusy, and fresh. I really liked this one. My husband walked in the room and he was like, it smells really clean in here. So he was picking up like a clean Clorox, like I just Cloroxed the room kind of a scent, which I thought was interesting. I'm thinking maybe that's the lemon, maybe that's the lime, maybe that's the citrus that he's smelling. I'm not really sure, but I definitely got the lemon, the lime, the verbena. I got all of those things blended together. It was really nice. Not a fragrance I would typically gravitate towards, so I'm really glad that I tried this one out. I think I'm gonna go ahead and club it for now. As far as performance goes, it wasn't too strong, it wasn't too light. It was pretty average on both day 1 and day 2, and I even pushed this a few more days, like a few more evenings, I mean, and it held its own for a little bit. I'd say it's pretty average on longevity as well there too, though. And last but not least, of course, I had to pair that with the lime and sugarcane. This one I used in the mini warmer in the bedroom, and the description for this one is lime and sugarcane cooled by an accord of frozen mint. Now, I did not remember that this had mint in it. I didn't pick up on mint on warm. I'm sure if I smell this now, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, there is mint. Yeah, there is a little bit, just a tiny, it's literally, you can't barely tell. But this is a very green, fresh, like freshly picked, lime with the sweetness of the sugar canes. This one's very natural smelling as well. It's not like an artificial lime or anything like that, or like a candy lime. It is definitely like natural off the tree lime. And I like that. I like it because it's unique. It's a little more down to earth, a little less pie in the sky. Like all the other fruity scents that I have are like sugar sweet. This one's sweet. Yes, it's got that natural sugarcane and the natural lime juice, but it's just a little bit different. So I really liked that about this. Also, if I had to compare it to the lemon verbena, this one was a bit more green of a scent and a bit more clean, actually, and a bit sweeter too. With this one, also medium performance, I think. Lasted day 1 and day 2 just fine. Not too light, not too strong. It's a pretty average performer, which is good. I would think we would want these fragrances to be average at least and not too light. Average is good because it's basically what Scentsy advertises. At least that's how I view average in this scenario. But I will probably go ahead and get a couple of bars of this one while it's still available. That is all 16 out of the 25 Bring Back My bars that I got the opportunity to warm for you all. I hope you found this video to be educational, maybe even fascinating or enjoyable. If you did, go ahead and give this video a like, just so I know that I'm putting out the content that you want to see. Also, like I said before, if you want to keep seeing the new videos that I put out, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It costs absolutely nothing to subscribe to my channel, and you would be supporting me in such a huge way. I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle a few more videos down here so that you can keep watching, and I will catch you there. Bye!